Tough to follow, and mine is going to be. I'm going to sell this real hard because it's kind of a letdown.
Do you just take us to a strip club? Is that what it is?
Let's go!
Yes!
Bring Josh!
Guys, I'm shrinking.
Mine's more of like that's interesting than like a funny or exciting one. But I was just poking around on the internet, as you do, and I stumbled across a movie Usenet discussion board from the year 1997, which is 20 years ago, right?
Yes, 20 years ago.
I can't even count that.
Correct.
30? I don't
20.
know. 20 years ago, yeah. And I just was fascinated by this stuff on how like the kinds of discussions we have not really changed at all. So I pulled some of my absolute favorite posts from the 1997 Usenet, what's it called? Like alt.rec.movies.whatever. And I'm going to start off with number one, JT, if you could put it up on the screen.
I'm so excited about old Reddit.
DVD, Laserdisc, etc. I don't understand all these terms. What is DVD, Laserdisc, and the others? And if I only have an old-fashioned VCR, what does that mean? I'll never get to see the 5-hour version? Or will the full 5 hours be released for all of us VCR owners as well? Having bought the making of the Titanic book and seeing pictures from all the cutscenes, I'm really eager to see the whole 5 hours. Whoa. Thanks for any help, Molly.
Unsinkable Molly.
Never got to see.
The fascinating thing is how many people won't shut the fuck up about Titanic. Every single post has some kind of Titanic. I know, but it's like universal. You cannot get away from anything without Titanic. If you bring up number 2, Dan, I want you to read this one.
Oh, okay. Yes, let me read this out loud from saint@rosie.uh.edu. It could happen. Return of the Jedi was just plain bad compared to Star Wars and The Empire Strikes Back. It seems like George Lucas is just interested in ways to milk more money out of the Star Wars franchise. How many video versions of the trilogy have been released in the last 4 years? There have been about 3, according to my account. I feel like George has been unable to come up with any new ideas that were any good who saw Radioland Murders. So he must go back to his old ideas, ending in Star Wars, in order to make new movies. I hope that the new Star Wars movies are excellent. The first 2 movies were so great, and they established a very high standard onto we will measure any future Star Wars movies. I have the series does not get watered down like the James Bond series. Thomas.
Sorry, Thomas.
Wow. Well.
And he was not correct with that prediction.
Thomas.
And talk about bad predictions. Tony, I want you to read this Spider-Man one.
Oh,
the post is called Hugh as Spidey.
Hugh as Spidey.
Okay,
by Chesley Henning.
These are all 100% real, by the way.
I thought it over, and with the untimely and unfortunate death of Brandon Lee, I really feel that Hugh Grant is the only logical choice in casting of Peter Parker / Spider-Man. Sorry, I read that wrong. Penis Parker / Spider-Man. While he may not have the physical attributes Lee had, he does have the boyish charm which would be necessary in any portrayal of everyone's favorite web slinger. Furthermore, he is not brawny, which I fear James Cameron will cast Spider-Man as, and he does have box office appeal. Just think, they could even cast Liz
Hurley as Mary Jane.
Wow. That's amazing.
There's a lot to unpack there.
The
jump from Brandon Lee to Hugh Grant is so impressive. Like, man.
We all want an older English Spider-Man, don't we?
I love it.
And, we still talk about Marvel versus DC today, but we were still talking Marvel DC back in 1997. Yes. And Joe's going to take us to that rivalry at that time.
From Cronin, Norman, and Leanne. Why is it that DC's stars have made it to the box office, conquered and prospered, while Marvel appears to be sitting on a stuff?
That's amazing.
Superman and Batman have 8, soon to be 9 with the making of Superman Reborn under their belts. Yet characters which are just as famous, the Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, X-Men, Iron Man, etc., have never made it to the big screen. And what about those that have? Captain America? Did you people see this movie? Worst thing I've ever seen.
That's the 1994 Captain America?
Yet the character is among the best ever created. Even Image is getting onto the screen this summer with Spawn. Spawn is nowhere near ingrained in American pop culture as the above-mentioned Marvel comics, so why? Who doesn't know Spider-Man with no hyphen?
Spider-Man.
And then the last, read the reply too.
Spider-Man is a cartoon character suitable for Saturday mornings like the rest of the Marvel trash. As a lifelong DC reader, my only regret is that they haven't made the rest of the DC universe into movies. but there's still time.
Damn straight, there's still
That's
time.
right.
Time to
That's
wait
right.
20 years.
I'm waiting for the Green Lantern.
That is awesome.
You
And
gotta
then-
keep waiting, I think.
Finally, I just like to prove that people have always been wrong and dumb in their opinions and read this final one.
Please
Batman
tell me
and
it's
Robin
Trump. Damn it.
is a great film.
Oh,
Renee Chavez. Now you might
This would be fresh off the release, I believe.
fresh off the
of Batman
release
and
of
Robin.
Batman, and it's defending a DC movie in a different way than you might have heard before.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why all of you hate this film. I thought it was a wild and entertaining film. Yes, it's different from all the rest because they're moving to the comic scene, not the dark, gritty Tim Burton world we all know and fear. It had good special effects, and the action sequences are amazing. It's different because of several reasons you guys may have missed. The world of Batman and Robin is now taking place in the DC Comics universe. There are now other superheroes flying and fighting about. Anybody remember Batman's line, "This is why Superman works alone"? This is a world where Batman and Robin are now members of the Justice League and have fought alongside other heroes. Before the other films, there were no other heroes. Another point of reference comes from the mysterious bidder for Dr. Woodrew's super soldier formula. Here's a secret. It's Lex Luthor. You might see this reference in the new Superman Reborn movie.
It's Lex Luthor.
He goes on, I'll skip to the end. Batman's no longer alone in his battles. He has Robin and Batgirl now, plus the rest of the DC comic superheroes. So for those of you who didn't like the movie because you thought the tone and characters were wrong, then go out and read some comic books and learn about the progress of the Batman character. I suggest you look at the movie in new eyes and appreciate its bold new look.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
that's the internet in 1997.
Good job, Internet.
Love for the
Not so
nipples.
different from the
That's
internet
true.
today.
No.
I'm not gonna lie, there are defenses and forums elsewhere of me defending Crystal Skull when it came out. 'Cause I was in hardcore denial, and I did the same thing.
Just saying, this person would be great on movie fights.
Yeah, they would. They would
would be
defend
actually
anything.
great.
Right?
Let's find Renee Chavez and bring them on movie fights.
Yeah, that's my segment.
Spencer, thank you so much. Spencer's segment.